All right, here we go. Thank you everybody for joining. I'm not gonna lie, my cortisol levels are spiking a little bit. This is my first time coming live on Facebook to do something like this. So welcome to the first time in this group doing a short little training session, which is what I wanted to bring to all of you, is a weekly, a regular education, inspiration, transformational, just nuggets that you can start incorporating into everyday life. So thank you. As I said, this is a new thing that I'm trying out. So all of your feedback, all of your questions are absolutely warranted and appreciated. So keep putting into the comments everything that you want to ask and everything that's working and not working. So cortisol. What is that about? You hear it a lot these days. Cortisol burnout, cortisol dysfunction, cortisol stress levels are either too high, too low. What's going on? So, simple terms. Cortisol is like the project manager in our body. It controls what needs to happen. When we need to have some glucose, when we need to have amino acids, when we need fatty acids for all of our energy. It suppresses our inflammation. It should regulate our blood pressure, and it should modulate our mood and cognition, our brain function. And normally, you would have a high cortisol in the morning when you wake up, so that you can get all of that energy going, get your body sprightly, and it should dip slowly throughout the day. So by nighttime, you have a low cortisol. Lately, and I say lately, let's give it 5, 10, 15 years, cortisol has not been doing that in our bodies. It has been on all the time, but we don't feel recharged. Hi everyone, welcome. I'm just gonna hop in here and say, don't worry, stay as long as you can, and you can come back into the group and listen in again over the next couple of weeks. So thank you all for being here. Any questions, please just keep popping them in. So cortisol used to be good. The story you hear for our ancestors is you're getting chased by a lion. Your cortisol spikes, your stress, your body needs to access all of the energy sources. It cannot be dealing with digestion. It cannot be dealing with all of the immune system. It just needs to focus and go. So adrenaline rises, heart rate rises, blood pressure rises so that you can go. What our ancestors did do though, as soon as the lion is gone, they went and hid under a tree and rested. They offloaded. If you see a deer after a chase, it does a shake. It clears all of that stress, that adrenaline. We, on the other hand, have lions in our laptops, which means emails, deadlines, people trying to get our attention 24/7. And every time something new comes up, somebody messages wanting our attention, something happens, we are running, we're running. And that's what I mean, that we're always on without having that feeling of being recharged and energized, because our body never gets that down regulation time. So what's the problem? If I'm always on and always go, that means I'm running, I'm being so productive, I can get things done. No. After a while, we get what we call cortisol dysregulation. Perhaps you've started to notice your sleep is getting disturbed, waking up around 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., feeling ready to go, but also not fully rested. That wired but tired. Maybe you're getting random bouts of anxiety. Your thoughts start to suddenly race, whether it's early in the morning when you're trying to go to sleep, or just randomly in the middle of the day. The fluttering in your chest, and it's like, well, nothing happened. What's going on? Perhaps you're having cravings, salt, sugar, caffeine. These are the key cravings that we get when our cortisol is dysregulated. The worst one that central weight all around the midriff. Ladies, we hate it. That muffin top. Maybe it's not about going to the gym more. Maybe it is that cortisol dysregulation. A lot of men might find that they're sweating easily. Again, ladies, menstrual changes. Even if you are in the menopause, maybe your menopausal symptoms are all over the place. PMS, hot flashes, low libido, just feeling cranky all the time. Feeling alert, but actually you're not focusing. And that's just a few of them. Now, before I came here, you might be wondering, why would somebody come and do this and have a high cortisol level? Well, yes, it's a normal stress response, but before I came here, I was doing some humming. I was laughing hysterically, all things that I will explain the importance of. Having high cortisol is not the problem. Having that dysregulation and not being able to bring yourself down and get it back into check, that's where the problem lies. So let's hear it in the chat. Any of these, whether you're live, whether you're watching it as a recording later, what are some of the symptoms that you're already hearing are something that you are struggling with? Maybe you're even feeling some muscle wastage and feeling weak. You're not recovering as quickly from your workouts or even from a very simple activity. Maybe you're already seeing signs in your blood tests. Maybe your doctor's already expressed to you that your blood sugars are not well regulated. Your lipids are all over the place. Your fats, your cholesterol. Maybe you're still feeling like weight is not shifting, even though you've dieted, you've cut everything out. So what can you be doing? What can we start doing to help our adrenals, which is where the cortisol starts? Well, cortisol is metabolized and cleared through the kidneys and liver. So imagine if your kidneys and liver are all backed up. They're not filtering as well. Do you think they're going to be able to metabolize and clear that cortisol? No. So what happens? That cortisol essentially backs up and you get an excess of cortisol running through the system, except it's not clean cortisol by now. It needs to be gone. It's been there for so long. Your body doesn't need it there. But its activity is still going on, and that's what that chronic stress signal is. That sluggishness. Because if your gut is not working efficiently, you're really inflamed, or you don't have the nutrients to help support the liver and kidneys to clear everything, then that's what happens. And your body almost gets used to it, used to that threshold of cortisol. So next time you actually need to run from danger, it's going to need a lot more to boost it up, because it's always running up here, whereas that's your normal fight or flight level. And that fatigue that you feel, that cranky fatigue, again, because your cortisol is not clearing out. It's like having one foot on the brake and one on the accelerator at the same time. Those hormones that we spoke about that are imbalanced, causing PMS, hot flashes, low libido, that's because cortisol has a very similar structure to your estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, those sex hormones that we need. And so in order to keep producing more cortisol, it steals from these sex hormones the building blocks so that it can produce more cortisol. So then you have haywire sex hormones, which means you get cranky, migraines, painful periods, irregular periods, heavy periods, hot flashes like I mentioned, perimenopausal symptoms. That's becoming a big thing, but it's not just perimenopause. I hate to tell you, but it's more like menopausal burnout. We weren't meant to have all of those symptoms. Your body is not naturally, as much as everybody tells you, not naturally supposed to have painful periods, heavy periods, awful menopauses, all of these symptoms running up to the menopause. It's all because we've burned our system out from a very young age. We've just pushed and been told that that's just normal, get used to it, that's aging, that's being a woman. No, it's time to take our power back and say that we can do something about it. So knowing all of this, what would be the first thing you'd want to do? Okay, calm that cortisol down, but first let's detox it. Let's start giving our liver what it needs to do its work and start clearing all that excess cortisol out. Get some B vitamins in. Get some colorful vegetables, lots and lots of rainbow vegetables every single day. Antioxidants, vitamin C, kiwi, citrus, peppers, all of these colors. Get lots of magnesium, and if you're not being able to get it in through your food, leafy vegetables, greens, then take a supplement that your body can actually process. What do I mean by that? Again, if your liver is not working efficiently, which I can say that most of ours aren't, just because of what we're constantly putting in without detoxing. If our gut microbiome is not in a good state, then we're not going to absorb the supplements. You're basically paying for expensive pee. Yeah, you're just going to pee out all of these supplements and have no effect on your body. So, simple, warm lemon water in the morning. Get some turmeric into your body. Get some magnesium salts, whether it's in a bath and you're using Epsom salts with magnesium, or you're taking electrolytes without sugar, but with magnesium, potassium, because that's what your body actually needs and craves. Your cells, every little building block in your body needs that. The salts, the trace minerals, those will help to start dealing with your fatigue, that sluggishness, and to help lower your blood pressure. And I know most people hear salt equals bad for the blood pressure. Table salt, NaCl, sodium chloride, yes, that is bad for your blood pressure. Electrolytes, mineral salts, Himalayan salt, Celtic salt, sea salt, pinch of that in your water actually helps the water that you drink get into the cells, hydrate and clear out all the toxins, clear out all the gunk, so that your cells can actually do what they need to do. The mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, they can do what they need to do. And of course, protein. Especially after the age of 30, we need to be eating more protein and doing strength resistant workout, because our muscle starts to degrade after the age of 30. So you need to have an array of proteins, not just a protein shake. Get it from tofu, get it from clean meats, because that will help all the neurotransmitters, the chemicals that help your brain to function as well. So we've talked about detoxing. How can we bring our system down, calm the system down? Because there's no point in doing all of these workouts, going to work and working hard, if you can't down-regulate your system. If you can't switch off and remove that chronic stress phase. Your body wants to feel safe again. That's what it needs, safety signals. It's been thinking there's lions in the laptop. That's all it's had all this time. So now we want to start telling it, no, we have a routine. We have a regulated system. When stress comes, it's okay, we breathe. That's number one, just breathing. So taking a 4-second inhale and an 8-second exhale. Doing 3 of them will in itself help calm your system. Anytime you start to see a deadline, somebody coming at you, wanting your attention, give me a second, deep breath. Extend the exhale though, because that calms your vagus system. Your vagus nerve is the longest, biggest nerve from your brain to all areas of your body. But surprise, surprise, most of its endings are in the gut, our second brain, which tells you how important even your brain considers your gut is. If it's sending its biggest member, its biggest soldier, the vagus nerve, to have so many endings in the gut. So look after your gut first. First and foremost, if you do nothing else, know that your gut is where you need to give attention. But yes, your vagus has endings in your heart, your lungs, all parts of the body, because it's checking constantly. It's getting information. What's going on? What do we need to change? What's happening? It's constantly feeding back to the brain. So if we can start to regulate the system, then we can start sending positive signals back to the brain saying, no, we're okay. There's a situation here, but the heart is feeling okay. The gut is feeling okay. None of those butterfly feelings when you get nervous. That's all of that vagus nerve, the microbiome, the brain connection. Breathing, number one. Humming. If you just hum, that sensation, the vibration, is triggering the vagus nerve again. And it's just giving it a shake so that it clears out, just like the deer does, having a shake of the vagus nerve to just clear out and calm it down. Gargling, also in the morning after you brush your teeth, if you just gargle, that does a similar thing, creates that vibration in your throat where you have your vagus nerve passing through your neck. Laughing. Now in India we have laughing yoga. It's spread across the world now. And that's exactly what I did earlier before I came on this call. And once you start laughing, sometimes you just can't stop. And that's the beauty of it, because your body is clearing out, but also increasing your happy hormones, your calming hormones, and telling your body, look, we are in a good place. Yes, do I have to go and do this live Facebook thing that I've never done? Maybe nobody will show up, but that's okay. Maybe everybody will. But let's just laugh it through. And again, laughing, it hits your diaphragm. It shakes your diaphragm. When your tummy really hurts and shakes, that's a great thing. How good do you feel when you do that? All of these little things are things you can do every single day. And then rather than continuing with your push workouts, start to do more calming workouts for a while. Take a few weeks, even a month. Do some Tai Chi, walking in nature, grounding with your bare feet. It might be winter, but a couple of minutes outside grounding will help take all of that negative energy away. Scientifically proven to reduce inflammation. Do low impact sports, yoga, maybe swimming, a light jog, a light cycle. But take a break from the forceful HIIT training, the gotta give it my all, smashing it in the gym kind of workouts. Because that, when your cortisol is already high from laptop lions and everything else in life, you then take it to the gym and try and push yourself. Well, now you are literally saying, run, there's a lion. Physically. And it's not ready for that. You're causing more damage. So calm your system down. Actively with the workouts that you do. I'm not saying not to move. We absolutely need to move. But Pilates, Tai Chi, yoga, they all build muscle as well. Do it done properly. You will use more of your muscles than if you go to the gym. Maybe you're already burnt out. Maybe your system is already at its lowest. Maybe it's completely blunted and you are just done. Exhausted. feeling apathetic, flat. I hear that so often. I just have no emotion. I don't feel angry or sad or depressed. No, I'm just, ugh. That's that complete depletion. You've had it high for so long and now you've just, done. Again, bring some regulation back into your life. Gently do it. Don't overtax yourself. Do those walks. Get out into sunlight first thing in the morning. When the sunlight hits your eyes, that first sunlight, it signals to the brain it's morning. My cortisol is high, that's normal. And in about 12 hours, my cortisol needs to go down. And that's what the brain hears or sees or receives, all of those signals. First thing in the morning, sunlight. However, that also means towards the evening, you need to start dimming the lights so that your body knows. But what do? We're on our phones, we're watching TV, we're probably doing all of those things at the same time while it's also on our laptops. That's an input to say, no, it's not time to sleep yet. So if your cortisol doesn't go down, it does not trigger your serotonin and your melatonin to go up. Those two we need for our sleep. So when you're not sleeping properly, perhaps it's because you don't have a good sleep routine. Perhaps your melatonin hasn't had time, the few hours it needs to start coming up. So have a routine. 3, 2, 1. 3 hours before you want to sleep, let's say 10 o'clock. You're going to sleep at 10 o'clock. So at 7 o'clock, you have your last meal. 2 hours before you're going to sleep, you shut down all your screens and start to dim the lights. Cool the room. Your body sleeps better in a cool state. 1 hour before bed, stop drinking everything. So you're not waking up in the night to go pee. 3, 2, 1. When you wake up in the morning, sunlight. Trigger your body. Tell it that it's time to get up and it's time to get going. It's okay for the cortisol to be high. Go and have a bit of a cold exposure. Ice bath, cold shower. Just go out into the cold without a big coat and scarf and everything on. That triggers all of your mitochondria to wake up, shake out, and say, let's go, let's give power and energy. And then throughout the day, start hydrating properly with your electrolytes, with some lemon in the morning. On an empty stomach, if you have warm lemon water, you flush out your liver, you flush out your gut, clear it out. If you're not pooping properly, that again, imagine if you're about to sprint because you're getting chased by a lion, you're not going to be using your bowels and your bladder, so everything stops working. So when you have high cortisol, you're going to be constipated. Your poop has all of the things that we don't want. That's all the waste. And if it's sitting there because you're constipated, it's just got more time to leak toxins and everything into your blood. So if you're constipated, bloated, crampy pains, consider that it's because you're not clearing, and that's a sign that your cortisol is high. So make sure you're flushing your system through with lots and lots of water. Now, I will touch on this next week. I've had a lot of people asking me about constipation and bowels. So in next week's live, I will go deeper into this about laxative and medications. Maybe you're taking regular medications already and that's upsetting your tummy. But all of that will come in next week. For now, hydrate properly. Warm drinks. Your body doesn't need cold drinks. Warm is better. So, my Sherpa secrets for today. Because we're coming up to 30 minutes, believe it or not. Thank you so much, everybody. Sherpa secret number 1. Respect rhythm. Wake up in the morning at a regular time. If you're sleeping at a regular time, you can wake up at a regular time. Even in the winter, do not stay in bed longer than you need to. Your body needs rhythm. Even on the weekends, you can relax, but wake up at a regular time. Don't go more than 3-4 hours past your regular wake up time. Same with sleeping. Sleep at a regular time. Get sunlight in. Eat at regular times. Now again, fasting is a very different thing, but when your cortisol is dysregulated, you don't want to be fasting because that's another stressor that the body needs to deal with. So wake up, sunlight, hydrate, and eat meals at regular times. Respect the rhythm. Number 2, rest. Rebuild your reserves. Get your nutrients in. When I work with clients, I have them take nothing out of their diet. First, we boost them. Get all that nutrients in, hydration, all of the good vibes in, lots of affirmation. Feel the body. The body does not like to lose anything. It doesn't like getting rid of anything, not even weight. The way I say it to them is we are gaining lightness rather than losing weight, because just that in your mind triggers scarcity. I don't want to lose anything. That feels unsafe. So rebuild your reserves. Give yourself a boost of everything it needs. Even community. Boost yourself with time with family, loving connection. Really connect, not just sitting in front of the TV. Play a game, do a jigsaw puzzle, go out for something. Talk, really talk, communicate and connect. That will calm your vagus system. That will calm that cortisol, because we are human beings. We like to be together. We're community people, not separate people. These days you have a house full, but everybody's in their own corner, in their own rooms, on their own devices, even at the dinner table. So let's bring back love and connection. And number 3, rebalance. Start to regain your boundaries. Say no. If there's a deadline that you just cannot achieve, or you don't have time for something, you will be respected and appreciated a lot more if you say no, or how about give me some more time, than if you are just working 10 things and not getting anything done. So this week's practice putting up your boundaries, because you heal in safety and consistency, not in chaos. So I'd love to hear, which of these 3 are you feeling are the hardest for you right now? Rhythm, rest, or rebalance? And in the last 2 minutes, I would just like to share with you, next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m., I'll be doing another masterclass where I go a little bit deeper, have a lot more discussion, and share a lot more on mastering the mindset and mastering discipline. So if you want to come join that, I will leave the link at the end of this live. You can register there, share the link, and come on down. As I said, this live will be here in the group. If you know anybody that would appreciate watching or learn something from it, then please go ahead and invite them to the group. And I just want to thank you, and I appreciate you for being here. Keep sharing all of your questions, all of your love, and any feedback, whether it's here in the group or to me personally. I only do this for you guys. I gain a lot of energy from doing it, and I love to share. But unless it's helpful for you, there is no point in me wittering on. So share your questions, share your feedback. If there's any topics that you would like to go deeper into, if there's a different style you'd like to do this, or even a different day and a time that you want to have these sessions, put it all in there. And let's actually start helping each other as a community. Really use this space to help each other, support each other, and create a healthier world. You might have noticed that I put out a poll a couple of days ago. I am writing an ebook, and I want it to be exactly what you need and want. So again, I don't do this for myself. It's something that would be helpful for you. So go down and vote in the poll. Sending you much love. Enjoy your evening, and I will see you next week. Ciao.